Hello, everyone, and welcome to another match of Azure Dreams. Today, Reven faces off Lady Deme, and together they're gonna bring a great match to your screen. Can you guys hear me now? Alright. Can't wait to see if chat is excited today as much as I am, because today we have someone, the great, the wonderful Wooga join me on cam today. Hello, sir.
Hello, Sunlight.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. I'm glad to finally do this with you. We've been speaking about this forever, doing comms together, and the stars never aligned. Well,
Yeah.
they did today.
But exactly, the stars are aligned today, ready for the grand match. Deme versus Reven. This is gonna be a fun.
Yeah, I'm sure. Looking forward to hopefully a round of 3. We are talking with the best of 3 here, so I just want to see it. I want to see it go to distance.
Absolutely, and I know it will. Reven and Deme are both very experienced player. I like their playstyle, a bit different. Reven probably is more of a risk taker than Deme is. Deme is a very cerebral, a lot of knowledge type of player. She might be a little bit slower, I assume, but she will try and take the time to make the best decision possible, whereas Reven might take more risk. It might pay off, it might not. I think this is the type of match we're going to get, but Azure Dream is always unpredictable. We never know what's going to happen. And we have Annapolis! Oh, what a start!
I know there's someone in the chat who's been waiting to see Annapolis since forever. I don't remember who it is, but somebody's always hoping for Annapolis. It never happens. So there you go.
I think
It's
that's actually
Annapolis.
Deme, so she's got her.
Oh man, that's gonna be good. She has to
Absolutely.
be happy about this.
Yeah, and
But it is a wind element Annapolis, though.
Oh.
Okay.
it's still good for like before 10. Before 10, if they can find a way to change it, potentially the egg we have here. But Annapolis is very nice because HP, its max HP stats is doubled. It started at 11, but now it's 11 out of 22. Every time it's going to gain some HP, it's going to gain doubled its base value, which is great. 2 other monsters have a similar trait, the Arachne with double attack and the block with double defense. Though the other 2 needs an item to recover, but oh my god. Yeah, okay. So this is the sleep combo, isn't it?
Yeah, you definitely fuse those two. Like it's not like you'd think the Annapolis, because they fall asleep if they're a monster. You'd want to feed them. You'd want to fuse them into a dream and then stop them from falling asleep. But they never do if they're your own familiar. So that is it's just rubbish. I don't know what you're gonna do with that.
Can't you just manually tell it to fall asleep and it like restores HP or something? I'm pretty sure they have.
Oh yeah, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps
It's crap, but yeah. I like that Deme is gambling, sees the Earth Shield, and just throw that to the garbage where it belongs. Good on you, Deme.
I don't know. I'm not opposed to the Earth Shield. It's not the best thing you can get, but if people can make something out of the so-called worst shield in the game, I'm all for it. I'm just happy to see it.
I wouldn't call it the worst shield. It's just, of the elemental, it's the worst by to me. But again.
Yeah, and you don't want to be cursed with it. But then also you don't want to be cursed with the Scorch Shield when you're in Glacier Floors. But
what are you even talking about, sir? Oh my god, the shades have been thrown.
Oh, did I?
Oh no, you're right. It's right. You haven't watched yesterday's. It happened to me yesterday, and I was hit for 62.
Because of a Scorch Shield.
Yeah, and it wasn't cursed. I forgot to change.
Boy.
I thought you were throwing some shade, but it's right. You haven't.
No. I haven't watched it yet. No. But
so,
I just realized we haven't really spoken about the format.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or the game even. We've just been here wondering about what's happening.
The chat is very simple. Azure Dreams is a roguelike game. It's a semi-3D roguelike game where you actually explore towers, 44 high. It's a monster theming game as well, where you get pets that can help you. That's what you're seeing on screen now. And it's also a somewhat, I guess, town builder dating sim-ish type of game. though we will not see any of that. We only play in the tower. We have 1 hour to get as many floors under our belt to a maximum of floor 40. And if they die or if something weird happens and they can't move on, like maybe they use a wind crystal by mistake, then the highest floor they went on is their score, and the other one just needs to do that +1 or do it faster, and they take the win.
That's about it. Outside that, we are using the randomizer / de-randomizer. We're using both of those features actually, because on the one hand, we have de-randomized floors, so they're the same for each opponent every time, as well as the items. But we're also using the randomizer, and that's why we're seeing Naples here at the start, as opposed to Cune, or Queenie, or Cune, or however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So we're using both of those features, which is great. I love this tournament. I love this tournament style, honestly. Just having to improvise on the fly, using whatever you get.
Yeah, and generally, like, the part of the game that's gonna be different every time. Obviously, it's a roguelike, so the floors are randomly generated via a set of rules. Generally, that's where the replayability is gonna come from. So that's what makes it like it's not a game you can learn by heart. It's you can learn its rule set, the use of its items, how to get out of certain situations. But like you said, it's always a question of like improvising on the spot. What do I have? What can I do? How can I get out of something? But for some reason, we thought that was not enough randomization, and now we had that. Not only like the only certainty is in the towers, the 5 items you're gonna find on floor 1, because this one is not randomized. And we decided to randomize them and randomize Cunie. This is the starting monster that talks to you on the bridge. Nah, you're gone. We take something else every time. So there's just no certainty at all, which is super fun in my opinion.
Yep.
We have a fire sword on Reven's side, which I like.
On both sides, actually.
Oh, right.
They're on the same floor. They just literally walked over it as you started saying that. And a fireball. That's a nice get.
Oh, absolutely. The fire sword is interesting because if there's any fusion shenanigan, that wind monster is going to be hard to switch to water outside of the water seed because of the elemental triangle, but it's not going to be hard to switch it to fire. And if they can, they'll probably want to do it after floor 9. Then that fire sword might become very interesting because of fusion, mixed magic, and how elemental weapon works in this game. So I think that could be a very good item to get, better than Blizzard 1.
Oh, I was just about to say, are we going to see an elemental one? And sure enough, we did. We got a gold one.
My God. They might not change.
I wouldn't change until like I get past the water floors at least. Nappy is gonna be able to survive all of these floors with no issues.
Yeah, and the bomb is not going to be a problem either because it just deals damage based on Co's level, and as long as Naples has the same level as Co, they're never dying from a bomb trap.
Yeah, look at that. It's already got 40, almost 50 HP. it's level 3. It's already hefty. It's not going to be an issue, and it's just going to make the water floors flow so nicely. That wasn't a pun, but that was unintended. I didn't mean to say. I didn't mean to.
You needed to take the credit, man. It's a good pun.
Darn it.
Was that like a door opening? Is that the time where we start making fun already?
Well, it's been 7 minutes and change.
All right.
It's about time.
It's about time. But yeah, the first few floors are generally something extremely simple. They're going to want to explore a bit more. They don't want to rush it too much. They want to build an inventory. And like you said, Wugga, the fireball they have is probably their best tool in their belt right now. And Tuna, Oli Bell, pretty good too. That sleep ball is fantastic as well. They have a decent inventory. Floor 125 is so easy. And I'm putting air quotes in here that you probably can't hear, obviously, but bearing like a trap or a very bad situation with like too many U-boats or whatever, they should be more than safe up until floor 10 with that wind cutter mixed magic. So they're probably going to want to explore a little bit. Generally, floor 10 is a place where you start grinding as well because you have like Shooty's a fire monster. Now with that pet, I'm not so sure they want to do that, so that might be when they start gunning it. But before then, they'll want to assemble the best inventory they can, just to make sure that when they reach those floors, they're ready to get out of bad situation. And don't get me wrong, that map list will stay strong for a long time, but obviously those fire monsters are going to be a little bit of a problem. But yeah, two-hitting that flame, no problem at all.
Yeah, I'm a little interested. Like Reven, once he noticed the golf wand, he swapped immediately. Deme is still on the money wand, so I'm wondering if she's just thinking, oh, maybe I can swap the element to something else and get a better wand, but then I'm stuck with a cursed golf.
I know she comes from like the old school mentality that some of us kept where it is. If you don't commit to any weapon before floor like 6, 7. I think that's pretty much where she's going on from, because the current status really isn't fun, and you get stuck with it for quite a long time. Finding an cure all herb is kind of a problem, and you still need to decurse the item as well. So that's kind of like 2 items that are decurse is not rare, but I mean you're not sure to get one. Cure all is actually pretty rare.
Yeah, I think I would have gone with the golf wand. Just
same, definitely.
Just get the best get the best out of your wind Naples, especially now going up to where Reven's about to head to floor 6. I assume getting rid of some excess inventory. Layer fruits are probably the most worthless item in the game. It's usually any item can be used for something. Layer fruit. Yeah, I'm really struggling there.
Oh yeah,
feed it to a U-boat on 39.
And that was one of the greatest work of this community. Was pretty much just at first, most of the items, like almost half of the item, were like, oh, that's almost useless. Like, we knew what they were used for, but like finding creative uses for item is definitely like the biggest work we've done. Like, what can we do? Because you don't know what you'll get, right? So even though we know what are the best item, Blind Earth Balls is probably is up there, right? As one of the best. But what happens when you have a water ball, right? And we have found some players have used the water ball to great success. But at first we thought it was a throwaway item. And sure enough, if you find a water ball in a run where your inventory is jacked, you'll probably leave it on the floor. When that's the only item you got, you need to find a way to use it, right? And that's the greatest work this community has done, is to just every single item, what can I do with it? I remember a time where a flat scroll was considered crap.
Yeah, I know what you mean. John actually has a good point in chat. Toss it at a new eel that heals all the time. It'll run out of MP. Yeah, see, there's a use for it. It's like you're never gonna do that. But
yeah,
that's a use for it. That's actually I don't hate that. I think that's clever.
Yeah, exactly. Thinking outside the box, even though that's probably super niche, is definitely the way you need to look at this game, because we stretch our inventory very thin. There's a cure-all just to make me lie. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Now they can risk some of those curse items. Even though Reven is fine. He's found a few shields, didn't switch, so I guess he's running with that Scorch Shield, which I'm not super happy with. But if you find something, try it.
Are you alluding to the point that Scorch Shield on these floors, on these water floors, is dangerous? Because I beg to differ. I think the defense itself just kind of works off.
No. I'm talking about upcoming Krakens and upcoming whatever.
Ooh,
he needs to find a better shield by then. Right now it's fine.
All right, or just take it off for Krakens.
Sure.
But I mean, I see people saying unequip that Scorch Shield on water floors. And I want to say no, unless it's a U-boat that hits really hard.
Yeah.
Most water monsters, it's just gonna even off. You're gonna be high level enough that it's not gonna be that big of an issue. It's pretty much evens out to having no shield as opposed to the opposing element.
Yeah, but when you think about it mathematically, and you're right, but I mean the shield's defense decreases the damage enemy does by 2.5, and then they get a 30% increase from elemental advantage. Now you're right at that D4 it doesn't make a difference because it's so low that 2.5 and 30% is pretty much the same thing, but then very quickly descends into it's not worth it to have it. But yeah, water floor is it's not about how much damage they deal per hit, it's how tanky they are. Except you move.
No.
And if the match lasts for long, yeah, every little chip of defense you can get is very, very useful.
It's true.
And with that wind cutter anyway, they kill them before they even get hit, so they don't care.
Precisely. They're actually not going to have problems with any of these water flow monsters whatsoever.
Yeah.
This is just going to be easy. But then you get to floor 10 in a little bit, and you have a wind monster. Well, Nappy
Yeah.
can survive most of it, but it's a bit iffy.
Yeah. Except I assume they might have a rough time with like a Griffin Rise. And even then, I'm not even sure that's a one-shot. It would
No, it's definitely not a one-shot.
Yeah, that is crazy. It's just got so much HP. And as long as the match is short, like it doesn't last for long, having that much HP is roughly as efficient as having a lot of defense. Obviously, for longer battles, defense wins because, I mean, you can reduce damage to like 1 or 2 if you get that much of a high defense stat. But it's so much harder to recuperate and recover the double defense stat. HP just wait and it recovers itself, right? So, at the end of the day, I really like the idea of Annapolis, especially in a 1-tower climb because who knows what you're gonna get. Obviously, I say that and they have a cure all in their inventory, but you catch fine, right? And even then, that's a one-time use.
Speaking of inventory, Reven is sitting real pretty. Deme is probably gonna find many of the same items further down the line. But yeah, this is looking actually really good. Like that U-boat coming to Reven's way, it's not gonna be an issue. Just have it on AR1. It's gonna be dead. Take off the score shield maybe for this purpose?
Especially getting hit first, that's gonna hurt.
Okay, yeah.
But then that's
but then again, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
11, yeah, whatever. I'll just kill it in one hit. I'll just take out this U-boat as well. Is he gonna unequip it for this one? Yeah, see, he's doing the man. 1 hit's fine, 2 hits, 2 hits.
And obviously,
no, I'm not
it's
taking it.
the Annapolis this time. Deme has been running without shields for a longest of time. Now she just equipped their first one, which is an iron shield. And to be honest, I agree with that. That's a good shield. She's lucky that it wasn't cursed. I guess the cure all helped their decision into, okay, I can risk a shield. I've got a cure all herb. But I prefer that right now, so you don't have to think about shield juggling. I love shield juggling, but I forget once in a while, and it costs me 62 health in 1 hit.
I think you're alluding to yesterday's match again, sir.
I don't know what you're talking about. I want to talk to my lawyer, please. So yeah, they're in a very simple. Oh yeah, for 10 on Reven's side. Now this
and a warp trap on top of that. So.
Oh. Well, if there's one monster that can take it, it's definitely
it's Nappy, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone. Absolutely. Ciao, bye. See you next time.
Good call.
I agree, absolutely. What is that room?
Yeah, see, this is the kind of thing that you want to see. You don't want to see with a wind familiar, but
yeah,
Olim's Holy Bell probably your best bet at this point. You could save it and do.
I'm so stingy with my Holy Bell. Right now, if it's me, I'm thinking about how to deal with that. Without.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
He can kill them outright.
Oh yeah, I think that's what he's going for. He's just probably is stressed by the rise. I mean, even if
who wouldn't be?
Exactly. Okay, that's still 20. What do you risk? A pickup here? Okay, I think that's clever. Just make sure that it's the one that can deal the real damage.
Yeah, I guess at that point it was mostly about, do you want to use your Holy Bell to get rid of this and just be done with the room, or try to find another way to go through it?
That is a Scarlet one. I love this.
Yeah, they're looking to swap over to fire at the earliest convenience at this stage, I think.
I think so too. I mean, we can keep wind for a while. I mean, there are upcoming floors where wind would be good, but right now it's not the element to be in. And if they have a fire seed on it or a fire monster to confuse with, that would definitely be the play, in my opinion.
Deme's just swapped to a life wand, and
Oh,
I'm not sure I agree with that decision. She did find a decurse scroll right next to it, so even if it were cursed, she could get rid of it. But just the elemental advantage is just so good. I just would have held on to the golf wand as long as possible.
I agree. And we talked about the roughly 30% extra damage you get from elemental advantage. You get that too when you have a wand and use mixed magic, and because that wand is wind, like the golf one that we're using earlier, you get that bonus twice, so it's plus 30%, plus 30%. And that's a lot of damage, especially later on, because that scaling of damage, up until you get to level 10, it increases extremely fast. And yeah, with all the bonuses at some point, you just one-shot most of the thing except what's off element. And even then, you probably two-shot it anyway. That life one might make it so that you need an extra hit every time. And that's not good because, yeah, you'll recuperate some HP from that life one, but that's not going to equate the damage you take from that extra hit, right?
In the meantime, Reven found an egg on 15 and had truth glasses. U-boat. U-boat is, I think, if you're thinking of a secondary monster, that's the best one.
Oh, well, the second best one, but absolutely.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Garuda, but that's primary. That's not secondary. It's just you can shove everything else.
Sure. But, I guess my mind was like primary is like fires and secondary are like utility. So, but I understand what you mean. Yeah. U-boat is fantastic. It's got an ability called Scout, and it goes into the ground, messes around, walk around, disappear, come back to you, and you have the full map explored as if you use the star glasses. The animation is a little bit long, like it's still slower than just finding the elevator right away, but you don't have to mess around too much. And Lady Deme's found a fire seed on floor 10 that Reven must have missed.
I suppose so.
And that's especially great because Scarlet 1 is coming up on her side.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was in an elevator room or on the way there. So hopefully she'll be able to grab that, because that will make Nappy really, really, really nice.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to U-boats, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Reven were to hatch that as soon as he can, like immediately on the elevator. Just start hatching it, because scouting ability that the U-boat has is just so good.
Yeah, I played on a U-boat match yesterday, and I was going so fast because of it. It's so fun. It's so satisfying.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't even realize how fast it is until you've played around with it and realize just, okay, taking it out of the bag, scouting, maybe doing the zoom in and all that jazz. Even if not, it just makes it like, oh, okay, I can beeline there and then start from that. It's a great familiar to have. I've had several sub 30 any percent runs with a U-boat. Alone. So that's, I think, just testament to how great it is.
Absolutely. And that's going to be a great monster. I hope that Deme finds it too, because it's just that good. But right now, Reven is looking so good. He's 4 floors ahead, and the U-boat hatching is speed done. When you hatch a monster, even though that's not that long, when you're playing, you feel like it takes forever and that you're giving an advantage to your opponent, or that it cancels out because they have found it as well. We know actually that not only he's got the pet and it's hatched, but he also is already in front. And now look at him zoom.
Yeah. I think there's also the factor that if you find an egg on Garuda floors, which is 11 through 20, you're always going to assume, oh, my opponent is going to hatch that because it's on Garuda floors, so now everybody hatches them all the time.
Absolutely.
It sort of becomes so intensely meta that everybody goes for it every time. So you don't even have to feel bad about getting a Kraken out of it because your opponent does it as well.
Yeah. Any hag on floor 11 to 20, you think that your opponent took the same thing and hatched it because it might have been Garuda. Might have been some other good things as well anyway. That's definitely where the best eggs are. Except Bloom, but and yeah, it's just a great place for egg, and you might get something very good. And today it paid off. U-boat is absolutely fantastic. With that, they're going to be zooming pretty fast. That's interesting to see that actually Reven is just gunning it now while Deme is gaining some experience and just fighting her way through. I like both playstyle. Deme is playing more conservatively, so if there are problems later, she probably will have the HP to deal with it. She'll probably spend potentially less items, but Reven is just going for the biscuit, and I like that too.
Yeah. Now I want to see how Deme deals with this room.
Oh, yeah.
She default to the Holy Bell, or try to fight, or try to... Oh, she actually... Yeah, both of them just avoiding the immediate Holy Bell. I respect that.
Oh, she gets crit. She doesn't want to get Rise, even though she would survive it. Let's hope everything is fine. 17 is rough, but she can make it. John points out that this is probably the Scarlet, and I do remember it is. And she goes for Oli,
sure
exactly the same strategy.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Okay.
That's interesting. Doing a little bit different movement, but ultimately both of them just saving the Holy Bell because they can deal with this. But they use the same resources. I love that. That's really fun. And there's Scarlet one. Deme, yeah, she has to be feeling good about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I guess she didn't want to keep the Gulf one because she might not like the wind strat too much. But as soon as she gets served the same strategy, but now with a fire wand, this is going. Deme has got most of her experience pretty much as every other runner using Uni, so Scarlet one was for the longest time the greatest item you could ever get. Especially once we found before we found that you can, starting level 10, you can switch element and it's not that bad. Nowadays, not only have we found out it does, at level 10 and up you can switch element, but also in these tournaments we use a special rule that is not in the game by default, which makes it so your spell will continue to level up even if you are off elements. So we see much more uses of other elemental spells.
Yeah, you can just keep swapping. If you have the means to, you can keep swapping forever. To I'll just turn wind for the snowman floors for a while. I have a light seed on me. I may as well.
And it makes it more exciting, to be honest, because again, those items like the elemental switching items, it was always fun to find. It's never the greatest find, but now it's kind of more exciting. Yeah, there was some shenanigans with throwing a wind seed at an enemy and then burning it or stuff like that. But now it's super fun to find any elemental seed. You're like, oh, okay, for these floors, I might switch for just 3-5 floors and then come back, and that's pretty cool.
I appreciate the Olim on the Kraken on Deme's side. Just immediately, no, not dealing with that.
One of the
and she is hatching and she is hatching the egg as well, so she will get her U-boat.
And I mean,
how many Manoivas do you think those ones? How many of those ones do you think are Manoivas in that Reven side?
The two in the door to the doorway. Oh, only the one? Oh, it's only the one. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't mess with that. And he's gone. Manoivas is probably one of the worst enemies in the game, and I know that I always say that about every freaking enemies in this game. But this stresses me so much when they start blocking doorways. It's just so terrible. They're easy to juke, but man, I don't like Manoivas.
Yeah, it's also super fun when it comes to like tournament matches. You're firing a ranged spell, something. Hey, hold on, that's supposed to be. Oh, it's a mana wave. I get it now.
Yeah, but when they transform into other enemies, it can definitely screw you over. But that's pretty rare. It's transforming into item that I really don't like. Well, I mean, it's a great ability, but when you play against it, it's very not fun. Because they just stop moving into block places, and that can create really tough situation. They're pretty tanky too, and since fire has been not the most popular, I think people prefer water, but for obvious reasons, you're mostly fire when you use Cuny, and some of the great monsters are fire. We're very often not good against those enemies. Okay, opting for the fireball. I like that. Deme is using fireball and Garuda for no obvious reason at first, but it's definitely a XP reason. Some enemies in this tower that are wind are actually, well, every wind monster is going to be one-shot by a spell wall. It's just, that's how it works. They deal so much damage to them. And Garudas are worth a lot of XP. So are Picket, by the way, as well. They're enemies that are not too hard to kill, and in exchange you get a lot of experience from them. So when I find them and I'm a little bit behind, using a charge just to get 2 levels out of it, that's generally something I like to do.
Regardless, 100 health on that Naples. Just let it take care. Just let it take care of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100 elf on level 12. But you don't want your Naples to take care of that Garuda, because he'll just fly away with it.
Well, but you were next to the elevator anyway, so.
That's not wrong.
By the way, U-boat usage on both sides. Reven is 4 floors ahead, just making it to Viper Town on 20.
Absolutely.
So halfway through the tower now. And hanging on to that wind Naples up until this point, that's gotta feel good now. Because we are dealing with a lot of tough water monsters, including Vipers. And wind monsters are, they're not gonna be a threat. So wee dogs are probably the only thing at this point that you have to worry about.
Absolutely. Now that he's got the leather shield on, by the way, the leather cartel is pleased.
Oh yes, absolutely. Long live the leather. Don't let the naysayers steer you away. It's not the mirror shield is not the best shield. Yeah. It's the second best shield.
Yes, I agree. Like, they don't even have a cool cartel. What do the mirror shield have? Right?
Precisely.
So now that he's got the leather shield, juggling that and Scorch. Now I like the Scorch shield. Now I like the Scorch shield in the back pocket. But yeah, I adore the leather shield. That's definitely my go-to. Deme's got iron -1, but it's not cursed. It's just that she stepped on a rough strap. She definitely wants something to replace that iron shield soon. Because now it's only given 4 defense, 3 defense, because it was 4, something like that. That's really bad.
I think it's 5 initially. So
yeah,
4.
So that reduces damage by 2, which who cares? Yeah.
Might help you, but you probably want something to give you an edge, which is either, the leather on the mirror or elemental shield against specific enemies. But then you have to juggle. But that's why Reven has a Scorch Shield in his inventory, presumably, because he's looking, okay, there's going to be floor 25, which is all wind enemies. That's going to make it easy for him to just bypass it.
Well, when I can shield juggle, I like to think that sometimes I can just, instead of using an item, if I find a monster, I can just take a hit or 2 from them and walk around them when I have the right shield. I can take 15 damage, 10 damage from a monster when you have the right element shield on at this point. So you can just take 2 hit and walk around them. And keep 1 inventory space. HP is a stat that'll just come back, right? So it doesn't matter. It's one of the resources I like to spend the most.
Yeah. couple of things here. Septic noted that Reven found a light seed, and he is not just immediately using it. And again, I kind of like that. Like, here's a Viper. If you were fire, then you'd have some problems. He can take this Viper without any problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
But he also fed a Leolum to his U-boat.
Oh, yeah.
And that will negate any MP consumption for 16 turns, and so long as you bag it and bring it back out and scout. He's got 16 floors of star glasses now. That's pretty hefty.
Oh yeah. And now that's the thing. I was gonna ask you, even with a wind cutter, do you actually go and fight a Viper? And Reven
I was gonna say yes, like absolutely.
Yeah. But I wouldn't, because of that freaking poison, and obviously he gets hit just the once and he loses 1 attack power, which actually is worth quite a lot because of those multipliers. Those attack power is ridiculously low. It's the multiplier that makes you live. So when you lose 1 attack power, you might lose like 4 or 5 damage at the end of the day from your attacks. You don't want that compiling. Now, again, he's got Cure Alert, he can remove that if he needs to. If it piles too high, 1 is not going to be the end of the world. But when I see a Viper, I don't fight.
That's fair enough. Unless you have a Clown, in which case you just take it out at a distance.
Yeah,
but...
or an egg, I guess. You can mess around with that too. But just
I like what...
up...
Sorry, I liked what Reven did there, was not walk into the line of sight of the block.
Oh yeah, getting paralyzed from a distance is really not fun.
Nope.
Or walking up to a... Oh yeah, I keep making mentions of the match I had yesterday, but you weren't there. Walking into a zoo is not a good idea either.
Bark?
You found in Nasdaq... Oh yeah, Bark. Nasdaq, there you go. Okay, you lucky bastard. Alright, that's very good. His attack power is restored. Vipers are it's not a problem anymore. That was the right play.
Yeah, I like that he was aware of that. Like, Hasek, who gives a damn? Oh, wait, I just lost, literally.
Wait, I give a crap, yeah. Alright, Fireball on that block, not messing around. I so agree. That paralysis can just spell her right at the end of your run.
Yep.
And Naples might be able to tank, but if the block hits you, and Naples is not going to kill that block, so...
It might. They're both
not before you die.
Well, that might be the case.
Alright, so Antidote Herb. Reven is ready for so many things that even whatever happened, he's just like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, except for sleep and paralysis traps, I think
Sure.
he's set to clear the tower, which is oh, and that's such a nice trap to get to.
Yes. And as soon as he stepped on a poison trap and used the antidote, at the same time, Lady Deme got her antidote stolen from a thicket, so that makes me laugh.
Alright, floor 25, the last floor with all wind monsters. So from here on out, I'd assume he'd just keep this Napless wind until he gets to the 30s and then swap over to fire.
That was definitely the time to switch, so if he didn't, that probably means, like you say, that he's good for up until 35 plus, probably. Those zoos are coming in, and now you need to use
Set Napless to AI 4 and just have it whack the ever-living crap out of that zoo. It's like it's gonna win, or you could just fireball it. But I
fireball's good.
Yeah, it's the faster choice. But I bet that Napless would have won that fight.
I'm pretty sure. But it's also a lot of experience, and it's worth a fireball charge, in my opinion. It is one other monster that is like a good XP bag for a fireball charge. I mean, obviously, you can still think like the golems are going to be a problem later on, but you need to get to the golems for them to be a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Are you going to take out the Mentor? Yeah, you're going to take out the Mentor, obviously. 5 health left.
And no health left. 570 XP is pretty good. That's like, what's the most XP you can get? The dragon for 1,000 something? So that's like half of the most XP you can get in a kill.
Deme is a fraud, but she's probably fine.
Okay, feeding the herb to the Naplus, even though he's got a U-boat. I guess he's thinking that Little One's gonna do most of the heavy lifting. Goodbye, sir. Come back with news. Oh, it's pretty far.
I didn't see where it is.
Well, now he switches camera, so it will be up north. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Right. During that time, Lady Deme is not. It's not too far behind. She is far behind, but there was a fuel elevator in a row in that one. The uses of her U-boat's going to be quite helpful. So there might seem to be quite a difference between both runners, but that's really like not a problem at all. And their inventory is pretty stacked, even though it's tending up a little bit. It's not too bad. They should be able to get out of most situations. Another poison trap.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna walk it off or use cure-all.
Did he really use cure-all for poison? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you
I'm
sound so disappointed.
I'm offended. I'm offended. Can
But
never
yeah,
find cure-all.
Deme is only, well, now it's literally double elevator, so
Mm-hmm.
6 floors behind. That's, that's beatable. Reven takes a bad trap or something, and it's just get past that point. But
Yeah,
Reven has been playing faster, definitely.
Exactly. That doesn't surprise me. That's pretty much what I said at the beginning of this match anyway, is Reven's going to be playing riskier. I like Deme's inventory better, though, because she hasn't stretched it as thin. She takes her time. Yeah, if Reven just books it and never pays for it and reaches 40, she's going to lose. But other than that, I like her approach a lot, too. It's just methodical, taking your time. So if Reven's make any mistake, which he could, or just end up having an empty inventory after stretching it too thin, she has probably no problem slowly taking it back and catching up and moving the floor. It's a big difference of playstyle, but that makes exciting matches. Alright, using a Palumpa just in case you need a Palumparang. And now a killer, that's not as good.
Yeah, I'm thinking, do you bank on malicious, maybe?
Oh, I love my elf so much. It's definitely one of my favorite items now.
Oh, he had a Mahel from earlier. It just said it returned to normal. I assume he didn't go up while he was slowed.
On the 1-8? Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yep.
I love it. But the killer has to step off the elevator.
Which he did, and now he banked on 1-8 once. That's not too bad. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Always scary. Always scary. But that's a very low quality item in exchange for the elevator. That was very good. But it
Love
was
that. Love that play.
Yeah.
Although I approached the monitor. I was at the edge of my seat a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have done the same, basically, but
Right.
it's always scary to see someone else do it. It's scary doing it yourself.
Yeah, because if you get serious out of that killer, it was lights out for sure.
Yep. But yeah, Beldo is probably gonna appear because when has he ever not appear?
Oh, he does sometimes, but it's very, very rare.
I actually had that
Lady Deme
happen.
gets paralyzed by the block.
Oh no no
We
no!
were talking earlier.
No
that
way.
that. Oh, 25, and she takes an extra hit, and she attacks the block, kills it, and she's fine.
Ooh.
Oh my freaking
Oh my goodness, that was scary.
Deme, what are you doing to my nerves?
You had a fireball, you had a blaze ball, just blast it.
But no, she knows her number, took the time, did the hit. She was fine. The elevation helped a lot as well, because the elevation is the same as getting elemental advantage. So she had like triple elemental advantage. So that's a ton of damage, even for a block.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my heart. So yeah, she probably saw her life going in front of her eyes at that time. But everything's cool. She can keep climbing slowly but surely. It didn't cost much of anything anyway, so it's just time in the medicine.
Yep. I actually had Beldo not appear.
Oh,
not
she's risking it again?
Oh, again! Come on! Oh, jeez.
I think it's fine.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that's a trap
I actually had an invisible double wall. Okay, I'm. You know what? Forget about my story. It's not interesting. What's happening on the screen is far more funny than whatever I was gonna say.
You're not going on that go up trap. I'm gonna stop you by using that go up trap. Oh, that is so perfect. Oh my god. Okay. Dragons now on Reven's side is no joke. That's probably the time when you start thinking, well, I don't. He doesn't have an elemental advantage over me, but that doesn't matter. They slap for so much damage.
Yeah, it could be a one-hit kill. That sleep ball is a good. That's a good one. You sleep them in a hallway. If you're not next to them, they will sleep forever. It's gonna wake. It's not gonna wake up until Reven's done with the entire floor. I'm sure.
Yeah. It's a very good item. It's just that when you are directly in melee with them or in the same room, it's 1/8
in A.
One
in 8, yes.
Yeah,
and if you hit them, I think it adds up to it. Like every time you hit, it's like.
I think that's a co-only thing. I'm pretty sure that's a you only thing. That you get it, you get a 1 in 8 to wake up every time.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, and they have instead the proximity thing. Alright, Deme in the room. She doesn't have the wind cutter, and she's still gonna kill it, which will only take 3 hits.
Two hits. 2 hits.
2 hits, 52? No.
Oh yeah. My math is bad. Sorry.
It's 55.
That's on me.
That's alright. We have a golem boy on the Reven side, and he realizes the 1 damage with elemental advantage, and now he's like, that fireball charge looks good. But no, he goes for the attack. That's not gonna be enough. He takes a hit.
Ooh.
And that's with the shield.
That's with a scorch shield against a wind enemy, and Naples is not gonna do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to take it out with a fireball.
And that's always the right play. We generally either don't mess with golem boys or we use fireball charges on them. And Reven is here to make us remember it's not a good idea. You don't mess with a golem boy.
Oh, and this junction here coming up, he's gonna have to decide. Oh, the dragons and the tyrant are both gonna turn left or keep going.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is a good call. Sleep ball, hope it stays asleep, and then pick it up and just toss it away. Yeah, that's a really good play.
Yeah, tyrants are giant pushover. The only thing they have, because they can be picked up, they have very bad stat. They can attack their friends. The only thing they have that makes make them a pain is the fact that when they are in a room, they sometimes sticks inside of it, and that can make navigating a pain, especially if they're like in a central room or the elevator room. But other than that, they're really big pushovers. So yeah, it's the last monster that you can pick up that they can think of.
Mm-hmm. And they're going up to 28.
Oh yeah.
And Reven up on 34. And actually has more than enough items to keep the U-boat going.
Yeah, but the rest of his inventory is stretching very thin. Those 2 holy bells are looking very good, but other than that, Mahal can be fine. That fireball charge is probably getting extremely low. 2 sleep charges that can be spent very quickly too.
Malicious scroll on top of that. And nothing.
Wow.
Okay, yep. We're kind of good now.
Absolutely.
He can squeeze. Yeah, I was about to say he can squeeze past that glacier before it gets too close.
Oh, thank you so very much, Seraph in chat. Oh, I appreciate that. That's very nice of you. I like you too.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah. we've been waiting for this come to happen for a long time. I'm happy. I'm so glad to hear that you enjoy it.
I mean, you have a nice, sexy radio voice. You were meant for this forever.
Oh, stop it now.
Alright, Reven going to use that scout again, trying to find these exit as quickly as he can. 35 and oh, that's not too far. 35 and going is getting a little bit scary, and you don't want to overstay your welcome here. But there's a glacier coming in that direction. There is another one there. And another one.
And this room with 2 glaciers, so he's gonna take his chances walking past them. Which
And it
there was a
works?
misstep. It works even if there was a
Can
misstep.
you
He
believe
took
it?
one misstep. The lucky
And it
SOB.
doesn't matter. That dragon is coming his way, but that's probably still where you want to go. Either use Oli. Oh, it's not even going his way.
It's
Wow.
going away, yeah.
And he's out. So very nice. Lady Deme letting her Naples getting hit by the killers. How much damage is going to be?
Yikes.
58. Damn it. That's so much. Yeah. Can't pick up the Naples either, so you have to make it let it move. She's gonna skip a turn, and what is she gonna use? Sleep, I assume?
This is well, sleep is a good call. This is where Reven used malicious scroll. And I can appreciate her not doing the same with Naples.
Yeah.
In hell, like, and
she
killing
took care
it.
of the other Naples, which was definitely a good play, which was not available to Reven being like not the right elemental one. But a fire Naples made it so that the elemental magic was pretty good. And you knew that Naples didn't have that much HP because he didn't have time to regenerate yet. So all in all, it was a good play. I like how Deme took care of that. Out, and she's gonna jump for 30. Beldo coming up very soon. The Beldo room is an interesting one because after Beldo talks, then the monster spawns. And for some reason, this is the only place where we cannot fix to have the exact same room. So the floor layout is going to be the same as what Reven got, but where the monsters are going to be, because it's a special way to spawn monsters, we cannot like seed that. And so she might get something completely different. Now, don't get me wrong, she's got a Holy Bell, even if it's terrible, she'll be out. But it could be a very different experience for her than what Reven got. For better or worse. Alright. But Reven continues in is unstopping ascent. And that room is very close, but it seems there's got a few friends in it. 2 sleeping dragon, Reven, the madman.
Just walk it. There we go. I love that. I love seeing that.
But I agree, that was the play. And here's the floor, 40 in room, unless there's a paralysis trap one step away. Oh, you use the Holy Bell to be sure. And he's good.
And that's
GG. Alright, game 1 to Revens. That was a very fun match.
Did you give him a point, or shall I?
You can give them the point, I'll let them know.
Sure. There's a shiny red apple for Reven.
And such a great match. Lady Deme did fantastic as well. Floor 31. She was going and not stopping. She would definitely have cleared, no question about it. But again, sadly, just Reven is a little bit faster, took much more risk. This time it paid out, but we're going to be resetting and getting ready for the next match and see if that difference in gameplay style is going to go the same way, or will Deme's conventional style is going to actually make her win the next one. Alright. So how did you guys enjoy the match so far? How much fun are you having? And what monster you want to see on the next seed? I remember Septic, I think, was saying he wanted a Dreamin', and you got that, even though it was not on screen for a long time. And I know Deme always wanted to get a Naples, and first monster she got a Naples. Very good seed. But what else are we going to be seeing on the next match? Can't wait to see.
What are you hoping to see as our next monster? We got Nappy, which I think is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with wind, as Reven is pointing out at the Discord. Well, it's fine now, but definitely use wind strats to the best of his ability.
Septic wants to see the golem. No surprises there. It's a very...
He's boring. He always has the same answer.
Generally, I want to see a killer, and I still want to see that. But somebody pointed out it would be fun to see a noise, and you know what? Today, that's what I want to see. C2, I want to see a noise. Noise is a very interesting monster because it does only one thing good, and it's not the greatest at doing it, but it's workable. It's a much better monster than you think it is because you think it's terrible, and it's decent. But mixed magic is fun because it's the AOE type, and it's got a lot of attack power. It's actually a decent fighter, much better than you think it is. Though it cannot take a beating. So I'd like to see that. Noise is fun. Noise is a cool monster to navigate around.
Let me just verify the seeds here real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yep, good seed on both
Yeah,
sides.
both are good. I don't think I have a favorite. I think Nappy was like it's a good monster, and generally,
Oh
what I
yeah.
like to see, I don't have a specific monster in mind, but I want to see one good monster, one awful monster, and the third round, depending on what the first two were. So I'm gonna say they got a Nappy. Give him something abysmal. Give him a
Oh.
I don't know. Hold on, let me think here. Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is dreaming, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry, Play. Uh,
I don't know what else would be terrible because pretty much every monster with their spell awaken can never be that terrible, except maybe Balumpa, but then it's a mean run and then it's fun anyway. And we did a few of those, so it doesn't much matter. What would be really terrible? I don't know. As a second monster, a lot of them are going to be terrible because, again, spell not being awakened is a huge deal. In Ash Dream, mixed magic is generally very good. Baron replacing CUNY is so good, but if I see that, I want to see at least once in a tournament someone using it as a fighter instead as a casino machine.
yeah.
Barong is fantastic. It's very good as a pet, and nobody seems to get that except me. And I never get one, so I cannot show it off. It's very good. It's very good. The poison spell.
It has nail poison, which is a ranged spell, so it's
Yep.
not bad at all. It's actually, yeah, exactly what Clowny uses.
Yeah, but in the normal game now, in this one it doesn't much matter. But in the normal game, poison is fire, not wind, as the lowdown spell. So it's one way to get a ranged fire spell that you can either like put on a CUNY, and it still levels up when CUNY levels up.
All right, looks like both our runners are ready.
I call shenanigans. I know, Seraph, but one day I'll prove that Barong Fighter is the best. And also, it's important to note that if I remember correctly, the range spell for Barong hits physically with your weapon and then shoot a thing. And like if you're in melee, you also get a free melee hit. I'm pretty sure. Like it's the Phoenix Calling thing. And if you kill with the wand, or if the Barong kills with a melee attack, you get double experience as well.
I'm gonna take like a few minutes here.
Absolutely.
Take care of the start of the batch. I'm gonna say this is gonna be a killer.
I want to see that.
Yeah, give me a killer. Give me a killer. I'll be back, and I hope I was right.
All right. But yeah, our runners are reset, ready to go. The countdown is being done. There's a little bit of a delay, so in 10 seconds this should be going. And we are going to see if those predictions are right or not. Palumpa Dreamin', Noise Golem, Clown. We saw a few things being called. Barong. Potential Noise could be fun. But yeah, let's see what we got today for our second seed of the day. Reven versus Deme. Reven's got the first match. And we get a troll! Oh my god! I want to see troll weapons. I want to see troll being played. When we had our first year anniversary for the community, we had to do every mod was dedicated to do like a weird special match. And mine was clearing the tower with 3 trolls, 1 of each element with 1 of each weapon. And only the one with the club had the right to have its spells awakened. So I had a shaman, an archer, and a sword fighter. And it was terrible. They really are not good. but you can do something with it. Water Troll is our boy today, and he's got Neobrid. Neobrid is good no matter what, so it's probably what it's going to be used for. Scorch Shield again. Oh, unevolved egg. I assume even if it's cutie, well, no, not if it's cutie necessarily, but yeah, that troll's interesting, but I'm pretty sure it's going to get replaced very, very soon. Almost every evolved monster as a spell as well already awakened, so. Ifrit. Oh, I like Ifrit. Okay, okay. We haven't seen any of that in a while. Yeah, what you say, Septic, is very interesting because today we're going to have trolls on very early floors potentially shooting Nia Sled. So that's gonna be a thing. Neobrit, sorry. That's gonna be very interesting. And I'm sure they know, but have they forgotten is the right question. Doing some shenanigans. Life Shield. I like Life Shield. Yeah, juggling the Scorch out. I think that's a play. And Lady Deme, what does she get? Red Sand. Reven knows. He definitely knows. So that could be scary very, very fast because equipping that Scorch Shield, and I don't think Deme's gonna get, like, even if she gets hit by it, if she forgot, and I don't think she did, but if she forgot, I don't think that's too much of a problem. It doesn't deal that much damage either.
So I'm returning and I see we have a water troll.
Oh yeah, and it's called Little Buddy. And Little Buddy is nice, and but that does mean that those early floors going to be that much scarier because the troll can now shoot water at you.
Right, and they both let go of their weapon, I see. What was it? It must have been rubbish.
Yeah, it was a copper sword, and Deme switched it for another sword, I think, and she also threw that out. So, but I mean, in exchange, she got a Alchemist troll, which she's probably not very happy about either. There's, like I said, we are trying to make the best out of every items, but Alchemist troll, no.
Yeah, and then she doesn't have a shield either. Did Reven come across that life shield just now?
Yeah, they had a Scorch Shield again, and because of those water trolls that are shooting spells, that was going to be a little bit too scary, I think.
Trolls are not that bad. It's the same type of mixture magic we had as Naples. It's not as good as the Naples. Doesn't have anything special going for it. And look at its max HP. It's at 6. Yeah. They both are. Deme's at 6 health for its troll. Reven went down to 2 out of 6. Yeah.
You think really gotta Palumpa is squishy, but I think that's less HP than a Palumpa has level 1 or equal. That's really, really bad.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So you're really gonna take care of it until level 2, basically. And there we go. It's 13. Now it feels a little. Yeah. It feels a little better. And Reven is switching to AI too because he knows, takes a long time to go through that finger mixture magic.
The ice one is actually, when you have a weapon, it's actually faster than Blizzard Sword. But when you do it with a finger, it's so long.
Yeah, just kind of things you notice when you play this game way too long.
Oh my god, he's put the mirror shield on. Our friendship is over, Reven. Over, I say. Oh my god, the traitor.
Okay, I want to see him equip the fire sword on top of that. Because, why not at this point?
Absolutely.
You've already ruined it for the rest of
but actually, right now, that mirror shield is fantastic. Those trolls having a spell on, and the flames it could be there as well. That's actually a very nice shield to have on these early floors. And again,
but Deme lost her troll. She's out with an Ifrit.
Oh,
and
which was in the egg.
And a fire sword alongside that is honestly, I think I kind of prefer this to the troll.
Yes. Absolutely.
No, there's a Neobrit and a mirror shield coming in. I know Shawnee's happy about that.
Absolutely. I know Reven knows that the Ifrit is that much better, and I think that both Deme and Reven without talking to each other, understood this is a troll seed. We're trolling around. And obviously now that the troll is dead, no reason not to take the Ifrit out. I'm pretty sure that the only reason Revens keep going at it is because it's a troll, right? You gotta play the troll. It's like the Palumpa. You don't have really a choice, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's the case. We are talking a loser's bracket match. This is, if you lose, you're out.
I agree. But I think you should not underestimate the power of Revens trolling people.
Fair enough.
Or himself in that case. And the sled's coming up.
Oh,
and shield. Shall by next.
And Ifrit is down on the
What?
side. Yeah.
Oh my god.
There was she may not have realized that. Well, she had a height disadvantage and a troll coming at her, and it just took out in one.
Those trolls are so trigger happy. Luckily, Mirror Shield is doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, but wow. And trolls are coming back twice. That's also a problem. Obviously, like the crossbow trolls, it doesn't matter if they have a spell. They will deal more damage with it, but I mean, you expect them to be ranged. But when the sword trolls are coming back again, oh yeah, that is complex.
Mm-hmm.
But that Mirror Shield is going to be very, very good.
Yeah, but no familiar. Fire Sword, Mirror Shield. She's going to be fine for a couple of floors, but then she is...
By a couple, you mean 2 or 3, because then that's the water floor. The fire sword is not worth anything.
Yeah, precisely. So it's looking good for Reven at the moment.
Absolutely. That beginning of the run was really rough. They had really no super good item. Ifrit was pretty much the key card to everything, and now that it's gone, that's definitely going to make it harder on Deme's side. Reven is doing well now that his troll's got some HP under his belt, but you still kind of need to play, you know, with making sure it stays alive.
Mm-hmm. Wooden Wand. Do you pick that up? Would you pick that up, Sandy?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I would, but I wouldn't equip it, same as he did.
No, he didn't pick it up.
Oh, he did. Okay, well, I would have, but I'm weird that way. I just love wands. I don't care about one being wooden because you still get the bonus, and that's really the only thing that's important in that process anyway. So if you don't have a matching one, wooden is just as good as any other one to me. I don't care much for like the paralysis one more than anything else.
Life or paralysis, like they're good. They're better than wooden, but
sure, but not better enough that it makes a difference for me. I think any of them, and I give them absolutely equal worth in my mind.
It's fair enough.
Obviously, matching is better, but yeah, if not, then anyone to me is the same. Reven? Reven, do you want to repair our friendship? What are you doing, Reven? You picked it up to tease me, but you're not equipping it. Our friendship is hanging on a thread. You don't know what to do. You're toying with me. Yeah.
Stop playing with the leather cartel's feelings.
Oh my god, damn it! That is terrible. That is terrible. I feel betrayed from everyone, from every side. Oh, the leather cartel is displeased. But yeah, at least he picked it up. I assume he's going to wait quite a long time before equipping it, and I think that's the right play, to be honest. Mirror now is just so huge.
Yeah, and of course we're just joking around. He doesn't know if the leather is cursed or not.
Exactly.
And Mirror Shield is... I'm not saying it's a bad shield. It's a very good shield.
Oh yeah.
I like having it. And I probably wouldn't equip at this point either.
Yeah. And I mean, there's always something to reflect up until quite a long time that can be dangerous. Like, until you pass those Griffin, that Mirror Shield is probably better.
It was a good play by Reven, making the troll fight the flame and running away from the cyclones.
The cyclones, yeah. He's really committed to make that troll thing work.
Deme is actually in the lead at the moment.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
She reached floor 5 first, so let's switch audio real quick.
Absolutely. And we always say that not having a pet makes a huge difference, right? That you're going to play much more aggressively, you're going to push faster. Yeah, obviously, you're also going to probably put yourself into much more risk because you don't have a pet to help you. But I like to see like that even a slower player like Deme can just take the lead as soon as she's got no pet. She starts booking it and she plays fantastically, and I like that.
And Reven just tested out whether leather was actually cursed. It's not. He swapped back to mirror, which I think is a good call.
Yeah,
More defense
okay.
at this point. Like, you're not going to need that leather dodge that much.
But he's equipped it at least for a second, so to me, our friendship is safe for now.
He wanted to know if
if
it was cursed. Yeah, all right.
Okay,
we're all just friends here now.
Crisis averted. I am okay with that.
It was looking bad for a little while, but we're all good folks.
Oh, that's
everybody can deep easy, breathe easy now.
Carlin won that Reven miss because Reven took the lead again, and that Carlin one might not be a bad thing, even though Reven's got a golf one too. Which, again, matching one is always good. Golf, probably the weakest of the three, just because wind element. But, I mean, it's not weaker by much. If I have a golf one, I don't mind having a wind pet. It's just sad that the troll is water, because they have ones for every other element except that one. But they will probably find a way to, like, fuse them somewhere. Fire Crystal? Yeah. Does Reven even pick that up? I know he doesn't like it. I guess he does. Deme likes her Fire Crystal as much as the next person. I mean, I've seen her use that before and not... She knows of the bugs and that sometimes doesn't work that much, but I mean...
Oh, I thought she hated it.
Or maybe someone else. Is it Flushy that likes the Fire Crystal? Oh yeah, it was during the interview yesterday. Yeah. It's Flushy, sorry, my bad. But, yeah. Ecoin did the Hype Crystal. Oh, it's definitely not the Hype Crystal. It's a hype if it works and it doesn't get you killed or bugged or whatever. That's a hype.
It's really good early on. Like, it's basically, if you've got a couple of spaces, you're in a bad room, you've got a bunch of enemies coming your way, it can take care of, like, enemies up until, what, the 20s? Or at least thereabouts? Like, it's not that up until that point. After that, it's just, meh. Who even cares?
But if it levels up off screen, you can lock your game and stuff
Yeah. But I've never. You see, people keep saying that's a thing. I've played thousands of seeds at this point, or runs at this point. I've never had Fire Crystal glitch out on me. Not once.
Yeah, not on me
is
either,
it
but
really
I've seen
common?
it twice. Yeah, it's not common at all.
Look at this. Deme is. Oh, she almost went for the choke. She almost got the choke. No. Hold on. No, that whole wave that doesn't work.
It doesn't work exactly. I was gonna say. But yeah, she can fight that even with a fire sword. She's got so much HP. Like, she's level 7 on floor 6, and considering the heavy rubber banding of XP there is in this game, being that high level and that floor is a huge deal.
Okay, Fire Crystal. Is she gonna keep it?
Of course she will. This is the troll seed.
That Alchemix scroll needs to go, though.
I'm so yeah. It's so bad. It's like, do you like items? Yeah, you don't have any anymore. Bye.
Okay, you know what? I actually lashed out on Delay Fruit earlier. I think that might take the cake. I think Alchemix scroll is actually the worst item in the game.
It's so bad. Have you ever played the game and at some point you've put an item on the floor and it disappeared?
Yes, because there's an overload of items. Whether it specifically happens in the second tower a lot.
Oh yeah.
The second tower generates tons of coins as opposed to items. Like, by tons, I mean literally tons. There's rooms that look like, oh, there's a mana in there somewhere. Maybe I don't want to go there. But yeah, it happens a lot in the second tower on account of that.
How surprised were you the first time?
I'm sorry?
How surprised were you the first time it happened to you?
You were there.
Was I?
I thought you said you were. No, I don't remember when it happened.
Okay. Oh, we see the fire crystal used on Reven's side, so the height crystal is up.
Deme actually used it earlier, but it just let the salamander go. She can juke this one if she just walks to the right here. Yeah, there we go. Beautifully done. Absolutely great.
It's so weird that, and obviously it's got to do with transforming into things, but it's so weird that their line of sight is just half of every other monster's line of sight. Or not exactly half, but yeah. This is so specific to them that you can just juke them further. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
A Q-roller again. Oh my god! But that's what are those seeds? What did I do?
Are these real Sand Knight seeds? I mean, I think generally speaking, I guess, but I don't think like one cure-all is enough to heal anything from its Sand Knight status. Like, it's gonna require at least 3 or 4.
Should we change the name of the herb to cure most herbs?
Perhaps we should.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't
Reven,
heal Cheryl either, so.
That's true. So it's a rubbish name. It's not even accurate according to the lore.
Yeah. I like that Reven's got is troll confused, not confused, but brainwashed, but then he picked it up and walked with it, just like, no, come in here, buddy. We're going on a walk. And that worked pretty well.
That's the game. That's the play with a troll. If you've got a killer or something that it's gonna, or a kid or a dragon that's gonna kill you in one hit, then you bag it and you wait for the opportune moment to actually use it to bring it out. And even then, it's scary. But
absolutely.
that was a good play.
Speaking of scary, okay, Lady Deme picks up the U-boat.
She's only at 19 health. I'd love to see her use a medicinal herb or heal before going up a floor. Because really, again, I think we touched on this before, but health is the one and only resource you can regenerate.
Oh yeah,
so,
absolutely. Well, she's not. Oh my god, this sleep going on. But luckily, the layout of the room prevents her from taking damage. That Orlando Bloom was confused.
That is hilarious. I love it when that happens, when there's a double tap block. Enemy tries to get to you. The pathfinding is not great in this game, ultimately. So it tries to get to you the direct most way. But there's just too much wall in the way. I can't do it. And we actually use that we actually use that in hallways a lot. In tournaments and in speedruns. We kind of make them think we're next to them, so they walk across the adjacent hallway, and we can just lose them. And
it's a very good strategy too. I like how that works. Like, they really want to get you, so they're just like, stay on the other side of that.
Anti-chaos.
Yeah. There you go. Let's go, Deme, remembering that she's got the cure for that. And get the hell out. A dodge. The U-boat. She's been dancing with U-boats way too much. I'm sure she's very excited to find the next elevator, which is here. Let's not be put to sleep. Oh, she needs to risk it now. Walk. And walk. She's gonna get hit one last time.
Keep walking. Don't
fall
asleep.
Okay, she's awake. She's awake.
All right,
get the hell out of here.
Fine. And Deme takes the lead. She's at him.
Little buddy is back into his fire form now, and we have a Scarlet one online. This pet is gonna be very good.
Well, by very good, you mean, tolerable.
Oh, come on. Any monster with Scarlet Wine and a mixed sword magic is just extremely good. It's the runner, the speedrunner's bread and butter. That's not that much worse than Cutie. And Cutie's great. The only difference is less max HP, less max MP. I mean, worse stats everywhere, but that's...
Is that literally the only difference? Like, is there nothing else?
Less attack, less defense too, but I mean, yeah.
I mean, all around worse than you is what you meant.
Oh, come on! The stats of the monster is irrelevant. It's gonna stay behind her, never taking it anyway.
Fine. And it's liftable, and it's familiar. It's very familiar. Yeah, okay.
There you go. And the damage you deal with a flame mixed magic, and the stats of the monster is irrelevant either. So yeah, it's bad, but it's really good still.
Egg graphics on 10.
Ooh, but it starts at 11 that you can get the good one. So that would be U-boat and clown only, right? That could be very good.
Yeah, U-boat clown are probably your only go-tos. Or a bloom. You know, some people like bloom. I don't really understand.
What? Oh my god! Friendship crisis all over again. What are you? You guys are toying with my emotions. Oh my god. Oh, pillar ball on Reven's side. Can we point out how crazy this match has been? Especially considering knowing that Reven is much more of an aggressive player. But Deme without a pet and Reven with a pet seems to kind of cancel each other out. Obviously, she's being stretched a lot more thin, roughly like Reven was last match. But they've been switching the lead all the time, even though Deme almost always had a little bit of an advantage. This is a very intense match.
Yep. And she's dealing with a Kraken with the means she has. Unfortunately, 2 pillars, or 1 fire, 1 pillar is not going to be enough to kill it.
Yeah.
But 1 more, and that's...
She's good.
Yeah.
Krakens are so scary. That's so much HP and attack and defense and recoil and whatever. For a monster this early, it's stupid. But yeah, she can get out of this floor now. Oh no, she doesn't. Oh, I thought she found the elevator.
Well, I mean, the Kraken is a legendary, enormous sea monster. So, I guess it doesn't make sense for it to be buffy. I just don't understand why it's this early on in the tower.
Yeah, exactly. But it still only take the 1 tile in the tower. Imagine if it was like 2 sides.
Oh man, that would be so awesome.
Like you see it like behind under the stage, and you just fight the tentacles slapping in the.
You're just an enemy that's stretched out so that 2 tile hallways they just block them out. How about that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I so agree.
A holy scroll on Deme. Is she gonna? That's a good call. I like that. I
like that too.
Battle is a good pet to have because they are hefty. They can kill. It's gonna take 5 hits to kill this guy, but 1 more. But it'll heal itself. So you know you've got a pet that's self-perpetuating. Just keeps on going. So you can let it. Well, it's gonna fight this one. They're gonna heal each other up. It's gonna be
never ending.
A never-ending battle.
Did she see that the elevator is north, or did she miss that out? Going east and then north is not necessarily bad. I think that's what she's going for, so I guess she saw it. Right.
Seraph is calling me evil.
I think it was about the Kraken thing.
Or the 2 tile hallway thing, or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god, bigger monster. That's not something we need. But that is something.
Let me just put my arms out. Now you can't pass.
Yeah. Okay. And now if he moves... What? Oh, okay. One of them is pet. Oh my god, I missed that part. I was like, Reven, what the heck are you doing? Okay, one of the Kraken is this. Okay, that's good.
He's fine.
He's fine.
And he is oh, he's actually killing the thing. Yeah, why not? especially with a wand. If you use a sword,
Yeah,
or a
we can
train,
do it.
or a trained wand. In fact, a trained wand I think will also. It's made of metal, so
Right.
I think it hurts you as well if you hit them.
Yep, absolutely. And both of them are switched to leather shield. Reven's made it +1, so now it reduced 1 damage. Very big advantage now.
And they're on the same floor.
And they are on the same floor, though Lady Deme got there first. But they're very neck and neck. That's a very intense fight, and I like it. Krakens are still part of the play, but that's the last. No, that's the second to last floor where there's Kraken. Oh no, that's the last floor where there's Kraken. So they probably are quite excited to get out. Though we're gonna get into picket territory soon, and even though Reven might not be too scared about them, Deme it will be. Right. Okay.
Yeah, Reven finds the elevator first, so he retakes the lead.
Yeah, and she's kind of a pickle. She gets crit, she's gone. No crit, that's good. And that flame ball is going to do it. But that 3 charges a Kraken twice in a row. That's 6 charges just to get rid of 2 enemies.
Yeah. Just give me a that is exactly why people keep saying use an Olim on these guys, because there's just have to take care of. We've had some tournaments where we had nice go up trap there, but we've had some tournaments where we have had randomized spell balls, and those are a lot of fun because suddenly you have wind spell balls up to your neck, and Krakens are like, oh, whatever, snowman, just take them out with one hit.
I agree. And he needs to make a comeback because the extra spell ball was so much fun. And also it made some strategy work because now those, Garudas, Zeus, Golems, which we mostly consider easy because you probably always have like a fireball in your back pocket. You have less of a chance to have one because they might actually be water or wind, right?
Yeah.
And I like the change dynamic. It maybe doesn't make that much of a difference for a less experienced player, but for a very experienced player, it changes a lot of things.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I just really adored that. Like having to learn, neon bread. No, I'm bread. Hold on, let me write this all down real quick.
Oh yeah, make a Google Doc of like what it means, like the Azure Dream language. Because of course it's not called like Blizzard, it's neon bread.
No. There has to be some sort of prefix that makes no sense in any language.
In any language, except Leslie or Leslie. French, I guess.
Because it's I was about to ask, is that a French thing?
Yeah, it's a masculine and feminine determined. Whatever, like le chien, the dog, yeah. So le sleep, le sommeil.
No wee dog.
Le wee dog, le chien.
Louisian.
Louisian. Oh my god, I know there's a French tradition for this game, but I want them to be called Louisian. That would make it so good. I've never played a European version, but they have a French version of this game on it, and I kind of need to play it once just to laugh at the translation. It must be terrible. It has to be terrible. I don't know. I don't know if that's from the game.
Reven,
oh my god, there you go.
Such an obvious Manoeuvre, what are you doing?
Maybe you wanted to wake it in, but that feels like a mistake to me. And, okay, Ulim, yeah, probably a good idea.
Maybe he's thinking, okay, it's blocking the doorway. I want to go that way anyway. I'm gonna have to wake it up. If you toss an Olim at a Manoeuvre that's disguised as an item, it's actually going to hold off the game for 30 seconds or so. So, yeah, I can actually see that. If that was his reasoning, then sorry, Reven, I was too cold. I was too early with that.
Okay, but that troll did manage to get that picket out, even though it took quite a bit of damage from it. It's probably the only situation where you're going to use a troll physically, so that's probably where it matters that it's not a CUNY or whatever, or an ifrit. But all in all, he did very good, so it doesn't much matter.
Okay, I'm gonna walk into that one too, just for the fun of it.
Good. That one is good. That one is good. During that time, Deme is kind of a little bit of a pincer that she's going to take care of with a pillar ball doing 111 damage. And yeah. But then
It's so close, so close. One floor apart. I gotta say, Deme has been familiarless now for what, 14 floors?
Oh yeah,
13 floors. She's doing exceptionally well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to see her in that kind of rough situation. Not that I wish her to be in a tight spot, but again, I know her to be like a very safe, take your time type of player, and I like seeing her in like those risky situations and the type of decisions she makes. It's really nice. It's really nice to see her play Monsterless. I know she's probably extremely uncomfortable right now, but it's a good show. I like seeing her. Oh no! And then
and look at that! And look at that! Look at that! If Joe doesn't,
it's not gonna wake up. That's gonna go on for a little while because neither of them are gonna wake up. Okay.
But here we are.
Bye bye troll.
That troll is gone.
He needs to wake up on the first hit. Wake up on the first hit. He does. Okay. Oh.
Now what?
My.
Now
what? He doesn't have much of anything. Is that a bag bomb time? Is that what you risk?
I think you may have. You have to.
A cyclone. Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh my god! Yeah, with that little squeak hammer.
But now all of a sudden we are both of our runners are all of a sudden familiar on this.
She didn't step on the trap, so she's good. And she could just take that spider and throw it away. More shenanigans. These are actually 2 shields. She could have picked it up. Okay, the elevator is next room. That spider is the aggro. Yep, let it go away.
Just goes.
She's got pickets on her trail.
Pickets everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Let me out of these floors. I hate even seeing them.
I like seeing Deme use to put the item on the ground, offering sacrifice. It's not something a lot of players do. Sometimes it's not a question of knowing or not knowing. It's just a question of I don't want to waste the time doing it, or I have an extra strategies against them anyway. It doesn't matter. But like I said, it's the kind of strategies that is not super well known, and obviously if someone knows about it, it's Deme. And Reven put in the door lock. There you go.
Beautiful. But I mean, we're so close. It's like literally seconds apart. Entering floor 19 here.
And you know this tower has been really rough because like it's floor 19 on 34 minute. Both players at the same pace, so it means that it's the tower, right? The difference here is that the tower doesn't want to let go. But yeah, that's a super exciting match. It's slow paced. They're trying really hard to get themselves in the situation they want to be in, but
and then something just goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, the fact that Reven has been playing with a familiar up until this point, and Deme has been, you know, doing familiarless.
Oh yeah.
There's a go up too. So Reven takes the...
He takes the lead because of go up trap, and he's probably quite happy about that, to be honest.
Oh, is he?
Oh my god.
Are you sure about that?
No, he's not. And Deme will have to deal with that as well. No one has a holy bell. This is the end of this race. This is the end of that run to me.
Yeah, it certainly looks like that. I'm trying to think, okay, what is your only... Yeah, Fire Crystal not gonna cut it.
Nope. No, you take 2 hits as soon as you do a thing, and these 2 hits is good enough to kill you. So, to be honest,
blinder ball the Viper.
nope.
Still get hit twice. Yeah, this is just man, that is so rough. And imagine there's one of the things that actually we can't control.
Okay, Mael.
Mael.
We need to dodge here. Nope.
No.
Yes.
Dodge and.
Can you believe that? Okay, now there's option on the table. It's not great. It's not great, but there's option on the table.
Try to lift the Viper and move to the top right. Oh,
fire slowly banks on another dodge.
All right. And we have the same thing going.
Okay, I like medicinal.
Deme had an Earth Shield. She could have.
And she still dies.
She's down. She is down. We have a winner.
Oh my god, we have a winner in Reven today. Oh my god. But the sacrifice of the letter god was pretty good. I kind of want to let that situation unfold, but I guess we'll still let them know that the race is done.
Yeah, I'll toss them a message.
Oh, I got it.
Oh. If you're on it, just do it.
Alright, then I'll send them the link if they come and want to talk about it. Actually, no, I should propose them to a friendly third.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, alright. And Reven actually gets out of this.
He gets out of it. That is amazing.
Wow, can you believe that? That's a crazy room to get out of. Yeah. Slow clap time for sure. My god.
I am impressed. I am impressed by that.
Absolutely. One of the best escape of all time. My god. Okay. Yeah, luck. Yeah, sure. But he played his luck. He made sacrifice to the letter gods and he got, devotion pays off.
Yeah.
To jangling my nervous system. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. Late Deme will not come for the friendly third. We'll give them a link for the interview, but definitely understand because that was a crazy setup match. I would definitely be stretched thin to what is that? My god. Alright. I don't know if Reven saw that the match was over.
Yeah, he noticed.
Alright. We should be hitting one of them on come sooner rather than later, but just before they come in, what do you think of the match?
What, me?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, hello Deme and hello Reven. How are you guys doing?
Right. Very jangly.
Trying to find my way through Sand Knight Siege. You know how it is.
That's floor 20.
Oh yeah, that floor 20. Oh
That
yeah.
floor 20.
Oh yeah.
Like someone came into my room as I was loading into that, as I was going on the elevator, and I'm like, oh, I'm boned. I'm screwed. There is nothing I can do here. And they're like, oh no, did I distract you? And I'm like, no. This is just the tower saying no.
That was literally it. And the interesting part was, Deme, you and Reven on that second round, you were so close all the way through. But Deme lost her both her familiars very early on, so you went
that was
14, 15, 16
dumb
floors
move.
without a familiar whatsoever. Reven kept on building up his troll, and then it died to a trap. You're hit 19 seconds apart from each other, and it was just literally that floor 20 where Reven got first. He managed to get out of the room. Somehow,
Somehow,
stroke of luck,
Very
he managed
impressive.
to make it out of that. But it was such a great second round. Just at the edge of my seat there.
Yeah, I loaded into 20 and I'm like, the entire room is monsters, and I'm like, oh, I'm pretty screwed here, aren't I?
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm doomed.
Yeah. Can I just point out that whoever said the fire crystal is not the hype crystal is lying, sir?
Then I'm lying. This is not the hype crystal at all. But it was
Yes,
hype
it was.
crystal.
Oh.
Yeah, it was. It kind of was.
Oh, yes, it was. Sir.
How did you end up using it? I used it. It didn't result in terribly much, but it was, anything.
I loaded into 20 and I saw the room of monsters, and I'm like, okay. I really want to try to get this fire crystal off because I was pretty sure that it could kill the wee dog in relatively quickly, but that was about all it was gonna do before I was dead, if I even lived that long. So I ate them a hell seed, then I used a fire crystal, or no, I think I might have used the medicinal herb first just to try to survive. But I ended up using the fire crystal and going for a lift, and I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that to work. What do I do now? And I just I was very carefully trying to work my way out of the room, and I knew I was going to get hit and drop the Viper. It was just a matter of where the Viper fell. And luckily it fell outside of the room, so I'm like, okay, my Mahel's still up. I can tiptoe my way around the rest of the things, go out of the other exit, and I believe the salamander ended up killing the spider or something, and it had hit the wee dog hard enough that I was able to kill it with a flame or something afterwards. It was, oh man, that was a puzzle and a half.
Yeah, and I want to point out that the two matches were very interesting for a very different reason. Before the whole two-match thing started, I described it to chat that you guys were very different in terms of playstyle. Reven was a little bit more risk taker. Deme was a little bit more like taking your time, building up, and making sure that you don't spend useless charges of anything, and building up an inventory. And that's pretty much what the first match was. There was a huge difference, not a huge, but a big difference in floor count. Deme always had a better inventory, taking it a little bit more slowly. Reven was taking a lot of risk, but ended up being, and we were like, it'll depend on if Reven runs out of fuel, which you didn't because the first seed was blessed. You guys had,
It was very
The
nice.
first seed was really, it was actually, I didn't believe that you rolled that seed, man. It was way too nice for a Sand Knight seed.
It was to lull you into the second seed. And now the second seed happens, and suddenly Deme loses both of her pets and decides to book it, and Reven is like, oh no, I'm building up that troll. And now the plays are reversed, and suddenly it's a super close match, and it was like neck and neck. We switched audio like 7 times. It's crazy. It was super fun. Deme was always just a little bit ahead, then Reven just coming back in the corner. It was very, very, very exciting second match. The first one was a lot more orthodox, but the second one was like, oh my god. You need to rewatch this. Reven, our friendship is saved, but it was in jeopardy during that match.
Wait, what?
You'll hear about that during the.
Is it the Ifrit? Is it the Ifrit?
It's got nothing to do with the Ifrit. No.
It has to do with shields.
Oh no! The second, no. I have to defend myself here. Those trolls are scary when they have a spell, man. I was level 1.
Yeah, Mirror Shield put in so much work.
You're right. You are so right.
That ended up procking for me like I'm gonna say 7 times. Maybe.
Oh yeah.
And it
lowballing
saved you from it saved you from trolls several times. That's just can't this mirror shield? It's just.
The funny
was
thing
also pretty quickly keeping every shield I found just in case one of them gave me an edge in one situation.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing,
I had nothing.
I don't think I ever actually saw a troll cast a spell at me. I think the only thing it actually blocked was a flame, and I didn't get the experience because it killed itself with it.
On my side, they loved Nea Bread.
Oh, yeah.
It is it was their favorite thing to do.
Constant.
Tell me if they just hit me with their clubs. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping to find a troll sword, and I had a practice run with, I think it was with Septic, it might have been with Chai, but I had pretty good results with a troll being like a melee buddy with a sword. I was really hoping to show that off, but I never found any kind of troll weapon, unfortunately. But He was I wanted him to be my little sword buddy, but I mean, you just said no, man.
Danny was still your buddy for a long time.
And I felt so bad because I could have just threw the spider, and he's sitting there trying so hard. He hit him like 6
Yeah.
times. He tried so hard.
Oh.
But yeah, that was a super set match. Thank you very much to both runner. Reven, Deme, you did a great show, and I'm sure chat loved it.
I have a question for both of you. How did you feel in the first seed when you got the U-boat egg in the wild?
Pretty hype.
Both of you used it to great extent. Just made it work as much as possible. But besides that, you had a Napless, Wind Napless, which you both turned fire at some point because you found a Scarlet Wand and you found the means to turn into fire.
Right,
But-
and I found the light seed just before the point where I really wanted it. That is to say, like, floor, 9.
Yeah.
Oh,
My plan-
I didn't change until much later.
Yeah. Reven actually went. He found the golf wand and immediately, in Napless golf wand. Here we go.
Yeah.
Cursed or not, I don't care, and I appreciate that. Like I love seeing people actually bringing out wind strats because it's kind of a meme that it's rubbish, but it really isn't. It really isn't.
It really isn't. Yeah.
It's really good situationally as everything in this game, and I just love seeing it. But yeah, I think
with the U-boat, I was kind of thinking, like, in the moment, I'm like, this is cool and all, but it's not really. If it would have been a floor later, man, like, it was like. But being able to pre-identify it, I think I found I either had a truth or found one very shortly after. I'm like, oh, it's a U-boat. Okay. I see where this is going. And I had a Leolum banked for something, just randomly picking it up, like, oh, okay, this is actually really good for me now. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
You both used the Leolum and the U-boat, and I love you both for it. It was just lovely to see.
I spent a lot of that seed thinking why is there no MP recovery? Why is there no MP recovery?
Yeah,
I think at
that's
one point I used fusion for
That's-
MP.
I was
wow,
actually
that is
saving
so
my.
much.
I actually was saving the Dreamin' for the exact same thing. I was very close to needing to do it too.
I totally missed that on your site, Deme, but I love that. It's so rare to see people actually fuse monsters on account of getting to the halfway point of their mutual MP. It's very rarely seen. I miss that.
I
but-
love the little niche things like that. I'm really glad you
It
showed
is
that
very
off, Deb.
fun. And I was like, I feel very smug about this.
As you should. That's such a great strategy. But
Yeah, they were all in all. They were pretty fun seeds. I had a good time.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so very much to both runner, and thank you Wuga as well. I can't believe we finally did that match together on COM. That was so much fun.
Can you believe it actually happened?
And I want to say a special thank you to SpeedGaming. You guys are great, especially these times, considering how much there was troubles yesterday and all of that shenanigans. Thank you so very much, guys, for all the hard work you've been putting in us doing what we do. And I want to say thank you very much to chat. You guys are fantastic, and you are definitely the reason why we're doing all this. So I think that's the last match for this week, but we're coming back next week with more matches just for your eyes. Have some fun.
Yes.
Have a nice week.
And speaking of, this was actually a loser's bracket match, so unfortunately, Deme, you are out. You put up a good fight, but you are out of the tournament. Unfortunately, Reven, you are going up against Damaged Plushie next week.
Ooh.
Waiting, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that should be a fun one too.
Yep. Good luck to both upcoming runners and everyone. Have a fantastic day. See you next
Have
week.
a nice day. Bye
Later,
bye.
everybody.
Take care.
I want to say thank you very much to chat. You guys are fantastic, and you are definitely the reason why we're doing all this. So I think that's the last match for this week, but we're coming back next week with more matches just for your eyes. Have some fun.
Yes.
Have a nice week.
And speaking of, this was actually a losers bracket match. So unfortunately, Deme, you are out. You put up a good fight, but
Yes.
you are out of the tournament. Unfortunately, Reven, you are going up against Damaged Plushie next week.
Ooh.
Waiting, looking forward to that one.
Yeah, that should be a fun one too.
Yep. Good luck to both upcoming runners and everyone. Have a fantastic day. See you next week.
Later,
Bye-bye.
everybody.